This is only a small slice of my book and video collection, mainly book collection, because I want to know from the first-hand experiences of the people using the different tactics, different equipment, and especially the firearms that the U.S. military uses. I want to know firsthand from the mothers that are actually using it. Okay? Here in just a few minutes, I will be, once I get down to the script, you will be hearing me mention this book right here. The book's name is Death Traps: The Survival of an American Armored Division in World War II by Mr. Belton Y. Cooper, who has since passed away since the book was released. A tragic tale of the military adopting a cheap, fast tank, the M4 Sherman, that had a very inadequate main gun, a little 75mm low-velocity cannon, and very thin armor for Europe. It only had, I think it was either 2 inches, 2.5 inches of frontal armor. And when it faced the German Panther Mark V, as well as the German Tiger and Royal Tiger tanks, it could not get close enough without being knocked out to even put a round onto them. Could not do anything with them. Okay. Now, I have many books. The one just above it, Visions from a Foxhole, With the Old Breed, No Bended Knee, The Battle of Guadalcanal, Raider, Charles W. Sasser, Roll Me Over, an Infantryman in World War II by Raymond Gaither, excuse me, I'll get it right here in a minute. And then of course we got some books on Korea, but before I go into that, I want to show you this book here, and I've used this as an illustration in one of my previous videos, Panzer Aces. Direct from the Panzer officers who survived the war and written accounts during the war of how their tanks would just eat up Allied tanks, just chew them up and spit them out. Okay, and then we go on to the Korean War, in one of the books, This Kind of War by T.R. Fehrenbach. But I think the best two is this one here by David Halberstam, which this is a abridged version on CD. But this is The Coldest War. This is one of the most well thought out, well researched, and written accounts of that war, and it reads a lot like a novel because it's very fast paced, no holds bar, gets right down to the brass tacks. I really enjoyed the way the man wrote the book. It's not a boring, dry recitation of this unit moved here on this date and this many people were killed. Another really good one was by a man by the name of Martin Russ, who was a Korean veteran, called Breakout: The Chosin Reservoir Campaign, Korea, 1950. Excellent book. Onward and upward. Then we move into the Vietnam era. Starting off with my favorite, Silent Warrior, as well as the second one, this may be the second one. Yes, it is the second one. The first one was Marine Sniper, 93 confirmed kills, and this one has extra stuff in it, but it is about Marine Corps Sergeant Carlos Hathcock. Even Chris Kyle, and yeah, I got his book too. Chris Kyle said that in his mind, Carlos Hathcock was the greatest American sniper. Not simply because of what he did in Vietnam, where he snuffed an NVA general single-handedly and had 93 confirmed kills and well over 300 probable kills. He is also the one that mounted a Unerdal 10 power scope to an M2 50 caliber machine gun and made the very first kill out past 2,500 yards with a machine gun. One shot, one kill, as well as many other things. Him and his spotter, I believe his name was Mr. Burke or Burkett. I wish I'd have looked it up. But anywho, they held down an entire enemy company of approximately 200 soldiers for an entire week. Just those two guys. But it's not all that. I mean, that's not it, and that's not all. After the Vietnam War, he went on and he founded improved the sniper school for the United States Marine Corps, and pretty much wrote the manual on how to teach and what to teach Marine snipers so they could be very effective in battle. And we all know, even up to this point in time, they are very damn good at their jobs. I've got a couple other books. Blood Trails is a really good read. Combat Diary of a Foot Soldier in Vietnam. But one of my all-time favorites is the one to the right of it, Blood on the Risers, and Airborne Soldiers 35 Months in Vietnam by John Leppelman. That is an outstanding read, and it tells about the early M16s and the problems they had when they were very, very prone to jamming, because of, turned out that the powder that was being used in a cartridge was very, very dirty, and it would foul them out. And he witnessed time and again men who were killed while they were in combat with their guns tore apart trying to clean them or to dislodge jammed cartridges. They could not get out of the damn barrel, and they were killed by the NVA or the VC because they had their guns tore apart. Alright, another one is the first battle, Operation Starlight, in the beginning of the Blood Debt in Vietnam. And that book should be considered a companion book if you read the book We Were Soldiers Once and Young, and that was by Lieutenant General Harold G. Moore and Joseph Galloway, who was a reporter at the time of the battle, and they got together and made this book. But the battle they're talking about was Operation Starlight, that this one here is talking about, if I'm not mistaken. I may be incorrect on that, but I believe that's what it was. And you got another excellent book, Death in A Shaw Valley, L Company, LRPS in Vietnam, 1969 to 1970 by Larry Chambers. We've got one on Armored, Sergeant Major, U.S. Marines. Oh wait, excuse me, he was an infantry guy. I'm sorry, I've got another one. Apparently I've got it hid somewhere where it was talking, it was Tank Sergeant, and anywho, it's up there some freaking where. But the Tank Sergeant was absolutely good. Matter of fact, I don't think I brought it out here. Got a couple of books on special operations, the company they keep about the Green Berets, Special Forces, as well as Inside Delta Force. Got several books on those. No Room for Error, the story about the U.S. Air Force's special operators who go in, special tactics units I should call them, who go in and are forward air controllers on the ground, keeping in contact with the Air Force assets, bombers, fighter bombers, and so forth to help special forces out. Black Hawk Down, that one there had as more of an influence than any of these other books except Blood on the Risers and The Art of the Rifle on my choice of the M-14 M1A platform. If you have not read the book, the movie does not tune you in to what actually happened. I mean, it was a great movie, don't get me wrong, and it was accurate in a lot of ways, but it could not get down into depth on the weapons and the pathetic performance of the 5.56 millimeter round that they were using at that time, which was the M855 or the SS-109 armor-piercing rounds used against personnel who did not have vests on, armored vests on, or any type of body fat. Just simply did ice-picking effect and did not do a damn thing for them. Alright, up to the modern day, the battlefields, Ambush Alley, the most extraordinary battle of the Iraq War. Move down here. We Were One, about the Marine, I think it was a platoon, at the Battle of Fallujah. That was a darn good book. Hard to read, you know, because, these people who were getting killed in the book were real human beings, and they died in real life defending their friends and fighting for our country. Next one, My Men Are My Heroes, the true story of Sergeant Major Brad Castle. At the time, he was a first sergeant, I believe. And last but never least, American Sniper by Navy SEAL Chris Kyle. Okay, I just thought I would leave this off, the video off. This is going to be a prequel to the video, the mighty M1A, M14, because you need to know some of the influences. Okay, it's not me just reading some damn magazine saying, oh, this is the greatest rifle since sliced bread, or whatever the case may be. This is by the people who use the damn weapons in combat. And it tells the good and the bad. Okay? Whether you love the AR platform, whether you love the, you know, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter what it is you fire. If you do not find out how it performed in combat, then you're shooting your damn self in the foot, and you're you know, making your decision on without any education beforehand. Anywho, read some of these books. Read some of these books, especially the newest ones. Okay, Black Hawk Down, We Were One, My Men Are My Heroes, and of course American Sniper. Those are the most current books on the subject, of course, that I own. I mean, there are plenty more of them out there. I just, you know, with my job situation, I'm too damn broke. You read those, and then you come over here and you compare it to how our guys fared in World War II with small arms. At Peleliu and Okinawa, two of the worst battles in the history of the United States Marine Corps, hands down. This guy's carrying a 45 ACP Thompson submachine gun. All right, and this is the M1 variant. With the stripped down, it was a lot easier to manufacture. Didn't have the fancy sights, didn't have the muzzle brake and so forth, but it was very durable, very reliable, did the damn job. And this guy right here has got a BAR in 30-06. Okay, read how their weapons fared. Roll me over. Their weapons fared against their enemy, and down on into Korea, and then you read about how well the weapons fare, the handguns and the rifles that our poor guys are, well, not poor, I mean they're tough guys, and I mean they make it work, but you read how they fare and how they, you know, against a very determined enemy who many of them are on drugs. Anyway, this is the prequel to the mighty M14 M1A video. Thank you for watching.